All right. We are live on Facebook, and this is Kate at Spiritual Self Awareness, and I would like to welcome Annine Mazzaro and Carol Corwin.
Hello.
Okay.
Good morning, ladies. And today we're going to be talking about their new upcoming class, and it is called um, Writing as InSPIRItation, right? Such an interesting name, and we're going to talk about that first. But I wanted to let everybody know that it's a 4 consecutive Mondays. It starts November 17th at 7 o'clock, and it'll run for an hour and a half. Now, talking about the class name, InSPIRItation, how interesting. Carol, can you tell us a little bit about that and how you came to that name?
Sure. Inspiritation came in my brain from the process of being inspired by spirit. So now I kind of look at it as the invitation for spirit inspiration. So it's kind of a combination of all those terms into one word. Because that's what we're really trying to do in this writing class, is to invite spirit to inspire us in our writing, and hence the name.
Wow, I love that. I love that. So, inspiring spirit to speak to us, right? Nice. Anine, is this class for everyone? Can you tell us what your class will be adding to our writing skills?
Well, absolutely, it's for everyone. And it really is about including all the bodies, like Carol said. When we write, there's different moods or different modes that we write in. So it's really about inviting that spirit that will really bring in every other part of the body, which is the emotional, the mental, and the physicalness of the body. So that's why we start with the inspiritation, which I love the name, Carol.
We'll have to get it in the dictionary.
That's what I'm saying. I love it.
I love it. I love it. Carol, we've talked about, or I've heard at least, talk about the heart brain versus the head brain. Can you elaborate on that and how it plays into our writing?
Yeah, I think in this kind of male-led society, we are very much mind-led. And what they're finding now in science, and they're doing a lot of experimentation with and research with, is that our heart has its own brain, our head has its own brain, and they talk to each other. And one does not necessarily lead the other. They communicate with each other. They each have their own functions. And what we do, I think, in our society is cut that heart brain off, and we go with our head brain most of the time. So what we're trying to do in this class is to talk about that, and to talk about truths in terms of our head, truths in terms of our heart. Are they the same? Do they conflict? And who wins and why? And what are the necessary functions of both, and how does that then inform our writing? So we delve into that in actually two separate classes, because it is a huge subject. And I think, what we try to concentrate on a little is developing that heart brain, and being in touch with that a little more than what we're typically doing, how we're leading our lives typically, and where we're writing from typically. So that's really where that comes in.
So we'll be able to learn more to tell if it's the head brain speaking or if it's the heart brain speaking, or even just to open the heart brain if
Right.
somebody is not.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly, exactly. And we'll be looking at distinctions between the voice.
That's what I was going to ask you about next, Anine.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the very first session. It talks about spirit and mind and how to differentiate between the two of them. Do the two pieces go hand in hand? Tell me about that.
Oh, it all kind of correlates and goes hand in hand. And there are distinctions, and there is a definite voice of the ego, and there's a definite voice of the spirit. And when we're talking about the head brain and the heart brain, we're including our emotions now. Now we get to
Oh.
include our emotions. And and they're finding a lot of research around that area as well, is that the repression of the emotions is what creates a lot of the imbalance
Mm.
between us being able to speak, or be able to even not just speak, but actually the communication being open more fully and a flow. So it's really not that we can't, it's just that we have some, what do I want to call, blocks? You
Okay.
know, a lot of
Hmm.
times emotion is blocked up, stopped up.
Hmm.
So of course in our class, we welcome all emotion.
Mm.
You
Okay.
know, even if we could even just talk about emotion. I mean, a lot of things are blocked because we haven't been given the opportunity to express that emotion, but we can even talk about ways of doing that as well, and how we can put that into our writing.
Okay. And so in talking about all that, Anine, I've also, the auras and the chakras have something to do with that. So I know they're energy centers, but how do they play and impact our writing?
They communicate.
Oh,
They communicate within our body. It's a communication system. The
okay.
chakras are. So, you know, they literally talk about the rainbow body. We literally have a rainbow body inside us, and that is communicating outside of us as well. So it's really bringing those two things together in communication and opening up that flow with each other. First of all, within ourselves, which invites others in. Really, we want to invite the other. And in our writing, and Carol was, you know, such a great influence for me when I first began really getting back into my poetry. And we talked about writing for the self and then opening it up to write for an audience, which I think a lot of us really want to share.
Mm-hmm.
We really want to open ourselves up to share,
Mm-hmm.
and how we do that. How do,
Okay. No, it sounds so interesting. So, Anine and Carol did a class in the spring, which did address writing for an audience, which it was so helpful to me. Tell me how, this now series of four can enhance that initial series, but it doesn't have to. It can be a absolute standalone. Carol, do you want to address that?
Sure. I mean, you do not have to take the first
Mm-hmm.
series of classes to take this class. They are really based, on separate concepts in a lot of ways, but similar, in how we structure the class and how we delve into, information, and then we talk about that, and then we um, meditate and write, journal, and then we do a little, at the end of class we say, okay, let's take everything we did today and make something creative out of it. So um, I think that the first class is not a precursor to the second class, but they are related that way. And we do talk about audience, of course, because the last segment of that, turning that into something creative, not just journaling. Journaling really is a process of talking to yourself and processing information and processing emotions, and a lot of creativity comes out in that. But when you start thinking about, I want to share some of my ideas, to another person, then now you enter the realm of communication with others. And that is a different realm because you have to create something that communicates clearly to that other person what you intend. And when you're journaling, you already know what you intend. You already know what reading your own writing, you don't have that outside reader to try to make sure they understand what you're talking about. So having an audience really gets into that creative realm a little more, and also clarity of communication, and that's where it starts becoming a little different.
yeah, and it helps us make the distinctions
Yeah.
really between that left brain, that right brain, that
Right.
head voice, and that heart voice.
Yeah.
So that it's so if you've taken the first class, it'll bring you deeper. If you haven't, you know, if
Mhm.
they're going to go deep, it'll just be they do stand alone.
Okay.
but definitely related.
So I love hearing that bring your notebook, pen and paper, and that we will be meditating as well. So of course we will. How else will we be listening to spirit? I want to say we have Dawn Beer on. She says, this sounds absolutely amazing and sent you ladies a big heart.
Ah, thank
Oh,
Hi,
you,
Dawn.
Dawn.
yeah, yeah. So in all of that, Carol, can you tell us a little bit about Carol? Right? So we've learned about the class and what's happening, but a little bit about Carol.
Yeah, I think what I bring to this class, and it's different in a way of what Anine brings to the class because my background is very different. I was an English language arts teacher for my career, and so teaching brings in an aspect of organizing the classes and the exercises for people to practice with. Those kinds of things come very naturally to me after that experience. And the writing itself, editing and writing and that those processes and understanding them and having taught them for so many years is really what I bring to this class. Um, and along with the fact that I've had my own spiritual journey,
Mhm.
and what in my own writing, which I've written, I wrote a 3-act play, I've written poetry, I've written a novel, I have, so poetry is my love, but so I bring my own experience with writing in that way as well. So in my background.
Wonderful. Now, I would just also want to tell everybody that Carol is the co-owner of Spiritual Self-Awareness as well. So Carol and I do this together,
Yeah.
bringing community together. So this class is all going to be held on Discord. So you have to be a member of Discord, which is real similar to being a member of Facebook, with the exception of we have no ads, right? We don't have any ads. And it's more of a video chat, face-to-face type thing. So it takes a little getting used to. It's kind of more like Zoom and Facebook stuck in together. So just wanted to say that last piece about Carol. And Anine, what about you? Let's hear about Anine.
I love that it's no ads. I swear. I
Yeah.
am still stuck on that. That is so powerful in today's world of hyper distraction. And
Yes.
to me, I find it very challenging to move into anything where ads are up front. I immediately will turn away from it. And so it's unfortunate because a lot of times I think I miss out on giving something an opportunity because I can't just do the distraction. I'm just like, nope.
Mhm.
So I'm excited about that. And I love what Carol said. To me, too, Carol gives things that sacred structure. And I am becoming more and more comfortable with sacred structure. I mean, I was very structured in my old life, which was I graduated from law school, I worked in corporate America, and then once I let all that go, I didn't want to have anything to do with structure. So now we're talking about bringing balance back in, right? I'm a Libra as well, so it's always something that I'm flourishing or trying to work on. So for me, I'm a metaphysician. I love spirituality. I communicate. That language works for me. And I love that. And I love bringing it in and bringing it more into our everyday reality. I don't think it's something that we can't have here right now on Earth. And I think it's something we need more of, right? Bringing that in. So for me, that's what I'm currently doing now. I am a consultant. I work with a lot of people with trauma. Everything has kind of shifted for me. And so I am working more with the emotions and the things like that. But we need both. We need both.
Mhm.
So,
Absolutely.
mhm.
Absolutely.
And of course, my poetry. My first love is
So by love, you're both writers.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Very
Yeah.
nice. So we're coming kind of to the end of this. Any parting words for the audience?
I would interject that Anine is something Anine brings to this that she touched on, but I don't think deeply enough. Is that Anine is extremely well read. She has explored various avenues of spirituality and other people's concepts and how they've conceptualized it. She has a tremendous background and depth in that, and that is huge. In brings that, I mean, bringing that to this class is absolutely huge. So I just wanted to comment on that as well. In terms of the class, I would like to just say, it really isn't a class. It is a writing circle, and we're creating a writing circle. Yes, we did the structure. Yes, we have conceptualized it, but we also take part. Anine and I both take part in the class along with everyone else. We do the writing, we do the journaling, we do the writing exercise, and then we share as well. So it really is, what we wanted to do was really create a writing circle, not it's kind of like a bridge between a class and a writing circle, but really the writing circle was really that's my love, because I've been involved in writing circles before, and they're just so powerful.
Hmm.
And so that's what I was hoping for this.
Beautiful. Thank you, Carol. Anine, how about
Yeah,
you?
beautiful. I was just going to say, come grow in your writing and come play.
Oh, I love that.
Uh,
All right. So again, I want to tell people the name of the class is Writing as Inspiritation, and it's going to be on 4 consecutive Mondays starting November 17th at 7 to 8:30 p.m. And we'll be in Eastern regular time by then. And the cost for all 4 sessions is $80, so $20 a class. And I will add the links to the bottom of this live that will send you to Discord. Make an account. I will send you a link directly to our server. And from there, you will see the class and you can click on pay now or register, and it'll take you right to Stripe so you can pay for the class. It is limited to participants. Um, uh, you know what? Is there a limit to
yeah, I think
participants?
I put a limit, I think, on one of the descriptors for it.
Okay,
I think I put eight
eight.
people on there.
Okay, so there, it's limited to 8, so you know you're going to have a lot of time for sharing and for writing, and I love, both Anine and Carol give such wonderful positive feedback on everybody's journey, and they're just two beautiful souls. So I hope to see everybody on November 17th, and don't wait till the last minute to get on Discord. Discord is free. There is no cost to that. It is just a cost to do this particular class. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Kate.
Have
Thanks,
one,
Kate.
have a great morning.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Oh, and happy Halloween to everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.